Well, good afternoon and welcome to RobMotive Live. I'm all choked up. Anyway, it is Wednesday. Once again, we got to share the live. Let's share it to Facebook. I'm not doing a double live today. It's just a single live stream. So you have my full attention. Not that you didn't before. Anyway, it is Wednesday, and here in South Texas, got to give you that typical weather report. Right now, it is steamy hot here. Steamy in the form of humidity. It is 82, 4, 6, almost 88 degrees. You guys can see right there. Almost 88 degrees here in South Texas. Let me show you a real quick look at the outside. This is what we have. It's kind of a milky sky. I guess I'd call it overcast, but we do get smoke down here from, I guess, agricultural fires in Mexico and South America and I don't know, somewhere else. There is the gorgeous supersonic red Toyota Tacoma, and we do have a new vehicle for the channels, not this channel, of course, but coming to RobMotive Plus soon. So if you haven't subscribed over there, make sure you check out RobMotive Plus. We're going to have that car on, and if you haven't subscribed here, by all means, please do. So we're going to talk today about the glove box debacle, I guess. Benjamin Cash, same temp here at Southeast Toyota, 88 degrees at 11 a.m. Southeast Toyota, whereabouts? Where are you at? Are you in Florida or are you in Texas? Where are you? Southeast Toyota. Give that dealership a plug and then I'll send them a bill. Just kidding. I'm curious, where are you at, Benjamin? And what are you doing? Are you having service work done, or are you a salesperson, or do you work there? Or give us the scoop. We want to know. This is live entertainment. We want to know what you're doing there at Southeast Toyota. Deerfield Beach. What state are you in? I don't know where Deerfield Beach is. Or is that a city? I don't know. I never heard of that. A little sip of the green nectar to get the juices flowing. You know, we got to do that. It is 11:30 a.m. here, by the way, Central Time Zone in deep South Texas. Florida, gotcha. Okay, Florida. So right now, it's like I'm sitting in Deerfield Beach in Florida. What do? Are you a salesperson there, or are you a customer, or what's your story? Credit officer. I got you. I didn't see that right away. Cool. Well, you should tell everybody down there at Toyota Southeast or Southeast Toyota in Deerfield Beach to kick on the live stream. I mean, I just gave them a shout out. Go to the GM there and tell them RobMotive, the infamous, gigantic Toyota Tacoma channel. Do you believe that? Anyway, is live streaming and just pub your dealership. There's 40 people on here now that have seen it. I'm just saying. So anyway, let's talk about the new, I guess, polarizing Toyota Tacoma. You know, it's amazing to me how much disdain, hatred there is for this truck, at least by the vocal many, I guess. I used to say by the vocal minority, the vocal few. But I have to say, I'm seeing so many comments all over the place on this truck, and I just don't understand it. I don't know why that is. I mean, I don't know if these people haven't driven the truck. My guess is a lot of them are either owners of other brands. You know how other brands love to dog the Tacoma, right? Because it's number one. It's the way it goes, right? Look at how everybody's jumping all over LeBron James right now. Like him, don't like him, it doesn't matter. He's one of the best. But they jump all over him. When's he going to retire? He's getting too old. He's too slow. He's too loud. He's too quiet. He's too this. It's the same kind of thing with the Tacoma, right? It's the big dog. It's the number one. Did they ruin it with this redesign? I mean, if you call more power, more acceleration, more comfort, better front end, and I guess for those that cared, better brakes in the back, then yeah, I guess they ruined it. I don't know. Of course, the biggest point of contention with the new Tacoma is pricing. Nobody likes the pricing, but who does? You know, I don't go anywhere where they want to take my money and I go, thank you for taking my money, when I'd really rather just pay less for whatever it is. I don't care what it is. Tacomas, hot dogs, gasoline, milk, eggs, I don't care what it is. We always want to pay less, right? But what did they do to this Tacoma to warrant these price increases? Well, they're going to have to offset their R&D and all those costs rather. We know that. They gave us the things that I mentioned. They took away some stuff too, which is what a lot of people don't like, at least as a standard package. I don't know. Caleb Dupnick, I got the new Tundra. Your Tacoma shift hard. No, you wouldn't even hardly know it shifts. It is buttery smooth. I don't know why your new Tundra would be shifting hard. That's kind of weird. Maybe it's just not broken in yet. Are you in a cold climate? I mean, do you live in like Alaska or Siberia or somewhere? I could see how they would shift harder because the fluids are going to be thicker, if you will. But no, it does not shift hard. And honestly, your new Tundra shouldn't be shifting hard either. Mine shifts really hard. I'd have that looked at, but you know, what's really hard mean? I mean, are you really particular and pay a lot of attention to those kind of things? Because I have details I pay attention to, like the glove box that we're going to talk about. And I'm going to show you guys what I did live here so you can actually see it. If you have any questions, whatever, and what the problem was and what I discovered as I was going through that mod. And you know, this is a case where you have to watch the whole video. You know, when I filmed that live, taped live, but I filmed the whole process as I went through, and there were things that I discovered as I was doing it that changed the process. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of have to watch that whole video. If you watch the first 3 minutes, then you're going to be like, oh, well, that's a piece of junk, and there's a horrible fix. And what, you know what I'm saying? You got to watch the whole thing. Caleb says his Tacoma, or Tundra rather, is a 24. Yeah, it shouldn't be doing that. Max Reverse. Hi, Rob. Great channel. Max, thank you very much. I hope you're subscribed, by the way, and anybody who's on here who isn't, please smash that subscribe button if you would. Benjamin Cash, I feel the interior quality of the 4th gen Tacoma is miles ahead of the 3rd gen Tundra. The squeaks and rattles of the door panels, especially near the window switches and center console, are bad. Yeah, I would agree. I've had Tundras, and I would say that the 3rd gen is ahead of the previous gen. Or the Tundra, I say. But, you know, I always notice this about the big trucks. They're so big that all the panels and everything are big. And, you know, once you take a material and you stretch it out, if you will, you make it bigger, it's going to flex more. It's going to be noisier. And that's kind of what's going on, I think, with the Tundra. I don't know. Okay, oh, by the way, Benjamin, did you run around and tell all your folks there at Southeast Toyota in Deerfield Beach, Florida, it's been mentioned on this massive worldwide live stream that is happening right now. Right? It's like free publicity. I don't know. Least they could do is get on and subscribe to the channel. I'm just saying. And if you know the GM there, I think he'd want to know this, or she. I don't know. But I would think they would want to know this, right? That they're getting publicity on a massive Tacoma channel. I wish. Caleb Dupnick says 10K miles, Texas. So you've got 10,000 miles on the truck, and you're in Texas. I'm not sure what you mean there. Benjamin says, I love how tight the door panels are in the 4th gen Tacoma. Love the center console and weather stripping. Quickly fix the glove box on my Tundra, and we'll do the same on my Taco. So you had that same glove box issue on your Tundra. We're gonna go in the truck here in just a second. I'm gonna show folks what I'm talking about. Chad Kernatz, Chad, buddy, how you doing? Chad says, hey buddy, what's up? Just having lunch on break and seeing what's new today. We're gonna take a close look at this glove box issue with the new Tacoma. By the way, if you notice, Chad is in green on your screen. That's because he's a channel member. If you're interested in checking that out, there's a join button you can click. It won't do anything. It'll just tell you what it is and the details, you know, if you want. And thank you, Chad. I appreciate you being a member, by the way. If Chad had a YouTube channel, Or if you do, I don't remember. List it. I'll give you a shout out. Best, cheapest free not free, cheapest advertising you can get out there for a YouTube channel. Max Verse says, I am. Awesome, thank you, I appreciate that. Chad says, give the thumbs up. That's right, don't forget to give the thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. All right, we're gonna step over to the truck now. Enough of looking at my face, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So let me flip you around. And let's hop in here and we'll show you the great Tacoma debacle, the thing that has totally ruined the Toyota Tacoma. If you listen to the trolls out there, this is reason enough to not buy the truck or even take it back, sell it, take a loss. It doesn't matter. It's a horrible thing. This is the glove box. I'm sure we all know that. That's a pretty close-up view, right? I can't go sideways or I would. When you pushed on it before, and really even still, it would move. You see that? You hear that? Now, it's really pretty tight. I'm putting a lot of force on that. I mean, when I just hit it like this, that's just me basically thrusting. That's right. That's what I said. That's me thrusting against the glove box door, and it doesn't move at all. So I have to put some effort into it to make that happen. Now, before, there was a much bigger area of movement, I guess, for this glove box. And I noticed it driving down the road. I heard this kind of thumping sound from over here. And I figured out it was the glove box kind of bouncing around in there. And that's because of these little nubs. You see these things right here? It has one on each side. And what they're designed to do, after I finally figured out, is the edge of the glove box here is supposed to marry up to these, which I believe it did, and then they're spring loaded. You see this? They move in and out, right? I'm assuming the camera picks that up. It's not a bad design. I mean, well, it's a bad execution. The design is sound. The execution is not. Because what was happening is the spring that's in here is not strong enough to stop the box from bouncing around, even with minimal pressure, if you will. So what's the fix? What did I do? Well, originally I popped off this cover. It's just a plastic nub that fits over what seems to be a metal stud that is attached to something in the back that is spring loaded. And I thought I could actually just put a longer one on, and because I didn't realize it moved, but I thought I could put a longer one on and make better contact with the edge down here. But I was wrong. That's not the problem. So after discovering that and putting the nub back on, I figured out that what I needed to do was, in essence, tighten up the space a little bit. In other words, force this in a little bit when I shut the glove box so that there's some pressure pushing back out against it, and it's minimal. It's not like I'm putting a lot of, effort on the hinge part of this at all. I don't even know where. I guess the hinge is over here on the side. One there and one here. And somebody asked if you could adjust these. I don't see any way to do that. So my answer is no. But what I did, those little cabinet bumpers, if you will. Is that what they're called? Cabinet bumpers, cabinet cushions. They just have adhesive on the back. You've seen these before, right? In your kitchen, if you open your kitchen door, you'll probably see these little bumpers in there so that the door shuts quietly against these little rubber pieces. And I think rubber or silicone, I think they're probably silicone, so that that doesn't slam against the wood, if you will. Now, what that does is take up the space. It pushes these in a little bit, only the width of one of these little bumpers, if you will, and that's it. So I'm not really pushing it in far, so that when you shut it, and it's going to contact, let's see, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. Maybe on that one, if I get the right, yeah, you see that? It's contacting at that point. So it's not shut yet. And then when I push it the rest of the way in, like so, make sure I got both sides done, it pushes those nubs in. There's a little back pressure on it pushing them out, so it makes it harder for the door to move. And in my opinion, that's exactly how it should be. The problem before is again, that spring in there was just not loaded enough, or strong enough, I guess, to really take up the slack of the distance between the edge of the contact point, which is right underneath. It's actually a nub that sticks up itself, part of the molding of the glove box, I guess. But that's where it would contact before, and it just isn't long enough. This makes it long enough, or that needed to be stronger to be able to take up that space. Now, I don't move. I mean, you can see, yeah, I can push it with minimal force, but there's no way, unless you're going over some really tough terrain, that you're gonna bounce this thing around to make any noise. It's just simply not going to happen. So that is the big fail for the 2024 Tacoma. And man, are the detractors jumping all over that. There's no way a $50-some thousand truck, which I didn't pay, by the way, but there's no way a $50,000 truck, man, it's hot out here. A $50,000 truck should have that problem. It should not do that. I don't disagree, first of all, okay? But I also realize we don't live in a perfect world. I mean, this truck was designed, at least up to this point, I think, by men and women, by humans. And humans can't account for everything. This is one of those things, I think, that I've mentioned in several videos, that we really wouldn't know how this truck is going to be until it's out there in the real world and you and I test it, right? Because I'm sure when they built this truck, they shut the glove box, it clicked shut. They looked at the gap and they thought, yeah, that's okay. And they didn't do anything further with it. But when it gets out there in the real world and you and I are daily driving that truck, sorry for all the movement, I'm trying to get the legs back out of my tripod. But it gets out there in the real world, they're not gonna know how that truck is. And that, I think, is what has happened with this glove box. Now, does that mean that the truck is a piece of garbage, that you should trade it off immediately or not even consider buying one? I mean, come on. Honestly, if that's all that goes wrong, or all that is a problem, if you call it that, on the new Tacoma, I will be very happy. I mean, you probably can't buy one now anyway, but you can't buy a new 3rd gen and not have some kind of little issue, whatever it is, a chip in the paint, a little weird spot in the paint, maybe something in the interior molding, the trim work, something like that. So I'm not gonna overly fault the truck for that. You know what I mean? Let's get to some comments here. Chad Cronat says, no, I don't have a channel, just Instagram. Chad, do you want to give a shout out to your Instagram account? I'll do that for you too. You can go ahead and list it. I'm assuming it's probably right under your name, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Chad says, no, I'm too shy for videos. Yeah, it can be that way. I got to admit, when I first started doing videos on YouTube, I was a bit leery, talking to people. But then I realized I'm not really talking to anybody, except for right now, I'm live. But when I'm making videos, I'm not talking to anybody. I'm talking to myself. I mean, I'm on a screen, but who cares? Nobody's seeing it but me. So, but I can understand that. Nothing beats a sip of the green nectar. All right, let's check out some more comments here. Danae says, I'm here, Rob. My chat is green because I'm Hulk Man. What? What are you talking about, man? I don't understand. Benjamin Cash, I got to hop off, but we'll catch up soon. Waiting on my 24 Tacoma TRD off-road premium package in bronze oxide. We'll be turning in my 23 Tundra. Love ya, still rocking the white New Balances. That's right, I am. They're the most comfortable tennis shoe you can get. You're curious about what he's talking about? All right, I'll show you. Let me point you down. There's the kicks that I wear. They are a number, what's that number? 608, that's what I wear. And they are an extra wide version because I don't like my feet being cramped. You know what I'm saying? They're very comfortable. I highly recommend them. Just make sure you get the right size. Mumphy, the Toyota quality memes are rather funny. Hey, Mumphy, what's up, buddy? Yeah, people are nuts. They're nuts. I don't get it. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just a way for people to blow off steam. I don't know. Let's see here. Donays, do you think glove box were made like that for any reason? They were made with the spring in them so that the door could move a little bit, I would guess, to cut down on any sound issues, but I don't know why any other reason. Jacob Nelson, well, not every time, but every 1 in 10 times. Cardiologist, try spending over $100,000 on a GM product and see what you get. You'll be happy if the worst of your vehicle is only a glove box compartment door. I know, right? I know folks that have bought Corvettes and spent lots of money and had issues, you know? So it's not really about cost. It's about the company and their philosophy and what they're doing. You know what I mean? NS Lego Bricks. So what is the vehicle to get if you just got your driver's license? Late model Honda Civic. Low in insurance, very dependable, very safe, and fun to drive. If you're into cars. Now, if you want a truck, well, obviously, it's a late model Toyota Tacoma. Very safe. Put a pedal commander on it to get rid of the throttle lag. Then it will be fun to drive. And you can also haul stuff, because I know when you're really young, you're probably going to be hauling junk around at some point when you move out or go off to college or whatever you do, you know. Jacob Nelson, apparently it's some little thing in the shutters. Every time it gets moisture, the shutters won't open or close. Does yours ever do that? Well, first of all, except for humidity, we don't get much moisture here. I don't even know when the last time we got what I would call a soaking long rain. And then it would depend on whether I'm out driving around in the truck or not. I have not had that issue. I've heard about it. I've heard that some kind of hardware in that mechanism can rust and hold it shut. I don't know if it's true. I think it's an isolated number of cases. I don't think it's a big problem, but I have heard that it happens. And I would wonder, what if you live in an area where you get a lot of snow and you get snowpack in there? I mean, you know, snow will pack in there, right? Is that a problem? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of shutters on the front of the trucks. I'm not exactly sure why Toyota went that route anyway. I think it's not a very good thing to do because of problems like this. Henry Urquiza, I tried, I'm sorry. Try felt pad left and right center, of key lock. You could, but the solution that I came up with, in my opinion, and granted, I could be biased, it's my solution, works just fine. I don't know why you'd do anything else. You just get a couple, they're cheap. You go to Lowe's, you get a couple of those little silicone things and you stick them and they fit right over where the nubs are now. You stick them in there and you're done with it. By the way, speaking of done with it, has nothing to do with anything. Click that subscribe button if you would. I'd really appreciate it. Show me a little bit of love and hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. Little self-promotion there from me for a second, just a second. John, and this is why you wait a couple of years to buy for all the issues to be ironed out. What? I wouldn't call this an issue. And like I've said, if that's the only thing that I have to contend with a completely redesigned truck of any brand, I'm going to be pretty damn happy. I disagree. I would not wait. I mean, put it this way. Let's say that I'm right, and this is the only issue we're going to have on the new, assuming you're talking about the glove box. If you're talking about the shutters, I still don't think it's enough. I mean, that's what warranty is for, right? And it's not a major problem. It's not like the engine blocks are cracking or the wheels are falling off. You know, it's nothing major. These are things that can be repaired. Granted, nobody wants to go sit in a dealership while you wait for it to be done, but you're covered. You know what I mean? And you could have these problems on any vehicle. It doesn't have to be a redesign or a new model, you know? Chief, what color? Now, there we go. See, we've got children in here. And what do you do with children? Well, you put them in timeout, right? Robert Hannaford, get a pair of Hokas and you'll never wear anything else. Rob in Sunset Beach, California. Hokas. What the heck is a Hoka? I don't even know what a Hoka is. I thought that was something I don't know. I don't know what a Hoka is. Isn't there a pipe or something called a Hoka pipe or something? I don't know. Let's see. NS Logo Bricks. Thank you so much for the information. If you're talking about the glove box thing, yeah, and this will work in any vehicle, I assume. I mean, if you've got, I don't know, maybe you've got a Ford Pinto station wagon. I had one of those back in the day, had wood trim on the sides. It was a manual transmission, and that's why I wanted it. It didn't last long. I think I paid $700 for it. I think I sold it for $3. And about 2 weeks after I sold it, I saw it sitting on the side of the freeway dead. It was not a good thing, not a good thing. And I didn't know, you know, I sold it to a coworker. She probably wasn't happy with me, but I don't know. Maxverse, Rob, what lift do you have in the garage? Do you have a video on it? There is a video on it. If you search RobMotive Garage Lift or RobMotive Lift, you'll get, excuse me, you'll get Tacoma lift videos, but you'll also get the details on the lift. If you don't know, I'll flip you around real quick here and show you. I have a car lift, truck lift, whatever. Here in the garage, it's by Nationwide. I think it's 8,000 max capacity, hydraulically driven, and it works awesome. I've had it myself, well, since I've been in this house for about 5 years now. It's awesome, love it. Enables me to get underneath my vehicles and do the stuff I need to do, right? But just search, by the way, I'll give you a little education on YouTube. If you've got a, creator, in this case, RobMotive. I mean, I don't know why you'd watch anybody else, but let's just say, for lack of argument, the only person you watch is RobMotive. If you pull up the YouTube search bar and type in RobMotive, the channel name, and then whatever it is you're looking for, lift, wheels, tires, Tacomas, radios, switches, whatever it is, it'll pull up all the videos that have that word in it. I believe both in the description, the title, or the keywords for the video. So that's how you find topics or things that you want to look for on YouTube. It's what I do when I'm looking for something, you know. Paul Harris, howdy Rob. Happy Wednesday to you and the missus. Paul, how do? Good to see you here, buddy, and happy Wednesday to you and yours as well. Omar Retracted, Christopher Garacci. Mr. Rob, been waiting, when will the new car be shown? RobMotive Plus, nothing yet. On the 11th, today is what, the 9th? Is that what it is? On the 11th, I believe it's the 11th, the new car, I'll give you a quick flash, right? Well, not a flash, but the new car right there. The new car is going to debut over on RobMotive Plus. So if you're not subscribed to that channel, make sure you subscribe, not right now, after the live stream. Make sure, or you can do it now, but make sure you go over there and subscribe so you can see what that is and what the heck I've done. There are some big changes coming to that channel and another channel, not this channel. But anyway, check that out. And I got to give you a reminder because, you know, YouTube tells us as creators, you've got to ask for it. Because if you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it. And it really is a good lesson in life. If you want something, you've got to ask for it. And what am I talking about? Well, I'm asking for your subscription. Please click that subscribe button. If you haven't, I would really appreciate it, man. Let's see. Max Verse says, thanks. You're welcome. Jimmy Brownette put up some emojis. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to allow it. I don't really know what it means. Omar Mendita. Omar Mendita. That's what I'm going with. I just got a Toyota Tacoma 2021 SR5 Crew Cab. Is it good? Well, I'm assuming that you would not have bought it if it wasn't good. I can't tell you if it's good. I've never even seen it. I don't know if it's good, but it's not a bad model year. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the 2021s. And you got the SR5, so you're nicely equipped. Yeah, I would say it's good. Jimmy, he's apparently an emoji machine. Edgar, it is the 8th today. Is it the 8th today? I can't see my calendar over there, but I'm going to take your word for it. So it's on the 11th, whatever day the 11th is. That's when the new car, which I'm going to tell you is a complete departure for me. Wow, it's awesome. I love this car. It's one of my top, I would say, 2 favorite cars ever. And that's saying a lot because I've had like 80 new vehicles in my life. Yeah, I have mental problems, I know. But it is freaking awesome. This car, it changes the way I think about transportation, let's just say. So if you want to know and you want to see it, make sure you go over and subscribe to RobMotive Plus. And there's a reason I called it Plus, you know. Let's move on. Mumphy says, gather as much information as one can to make an informed decision. Watch, read lots of reviews from multiple sources. Oh, absolutely. That's the way to do it. And I would highly recommend, and I don't have any bias here or any reason to be saying this, watch every RobMotive video on the channel, at least twice. And even when you're not conscious, like if you're sleeping, just turn it on and let it play. I'm kidding. But I do try to provide a lot of information. I try to give honest opinions and experiences about the Toyota Tacoma. You know, I'm not affiliated with Toyota. They're not paying me to pump up their truck or buy their truck. I mean, I wish they were. You know, email me, Toyota, we can talk. But it's funny, I have somebody on the channel who keeps posting comments about how Toyota is giving me trucks, right? I mean, you guys can see how many subscribers I have. It's not like I've got millions and millions and millions. Nobody's giving me trucks. I mean, come on, I wish. As many as I've bought, they should throw in a freebie, but no. And that's a great point, Mumphy, by the way. That's the way to get the most information. Taco Hog 420, if you can shout me out, I'd appreciate you, man. Love your channel. Taco Hog, well, I guess I just did. Edgar says, I got a new 2024 Toyota Camry TRD. It's bad arse. You know, I really was never a Camry fan, but I gotta say, the TRD version of the Camry is pretty bad arse. I like that myself. I've never driven one. Does it have any guts? Does it have any power? Footballers, sup, dude? How you doing? Cardiologist, very creative name there. You see, when I first, saw that, thought maybe you were a heart surgeon or something, but I get it. RobMotive to Rob E Motive. Not a fan of EVs and not a hater either. It will be interesting to hear your input regardless, Rob. Oh, I was never a huge EV. I'm still not from a long distance driving perspective. If the only vehicle I could have, if it were the only vehicle I would have, I wouldn't have it, because I still believe that we are not set up from 2 things. 1, infrastructure, and 2, charging time. I'm not gonna sit on the side of the road for half an hour, waiting for my vehicle to fuel up, to charge, when I can go to a gas station and be out of there in no more than 10 minutes, right? But anyway, love this car, man. Oh my God. Taco Hog says, I have a new channel for my black TRD Pro, lots of mods already. Well, that's good to know. I'll send you an advertising bill after the live stream. Now, if you want to become a channel member, just click join up there, and I'll give you a shout out every live stream. It'd be the best little tiny penance you've ever parted with. I'm just saying. Otherwise, you're skirting the edge, buddy. Wally Franzaglio. Hoka's are real comfortable walking shoes. I bought a pair at a sporting goods store and I love them. Well, now I'm going to have to look them up. Not right now, but I'm going to have to look them up and see what they are. I'm not sure. There must be a brand. Is that a brand or a style? Taco says, from Palm Springs, California, IA. What's temperature in California today? Justin Campbell, I love those rims. They're pretty nice. I love them too. Are you talking about the new ones or the old ones? Uno says, Roberto, how you doing, bud? What happened to your glove compartment? It fell off? No, it didn't fall off. You missed the first part of the stream. That means you got to go back and rewatch the stream, man. It was making noise. It wasn't shutting tight enough. This is the condensed version. So I did a fix. I came up with a fix. Chad Kranatz, Rob, I have to go. Break is over. Happy hump day and have a great rest of your week. Bye. Chad, again, thanks for being a channel member. I really do appreciate it. You have a great rest of your week as well. And I hope the rest of your workday goes smoothly. You have a little sip of the green nectar here. The throat's getting a little groggy. Yeah, baby. Taco Hog says, I will. Appreciate your channel and time. Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. Edgar says, the new Honda Accord Hybrid charges on its own. It's got generators that produce power to the battery on its own, but it is also a gas engine. Well, yeah, that's a hybrid. That's what hybrids do. Completely different animal. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the hybrids. I had a Prius. That's right. I bought a brand new Prius, the redesigned, new body style, and that's one of my top 3 favorite vehicles ever. It was awesome, but it was the non-plug-in hybrid. I wanted to go full Monty. You know, if you're gonna jump in, get both feet wet. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, baby. Taco Hog says, it's a little warm on this side. It's 90 degrees today. Our hottest summer days will hit 120-ish. Oh my God. I think the hottest it's been since I've been in South Texas is, I'm talking real temperature, not this feels like. I'm talking about what the dial says. It's probably around, I'm thinking it's like 108, 110 maybe, something like that. But let's face it, when you get above 100, hot is just hot. It's just a different degree of hot. You know what I'm saying? Edgar, my wife got the Accord last fall. First time I've ever driven a hybrid. Well, what do you think of it? I mean, it's got some oomph, some get up and go to it, and you must love the fuel economy, right? Justin Campbell, here in Utah, it's 45 degrees. Oh my God, I'd be freezing to death. I wouldn't even be sitting out here if it was 45 degrees. That's the problem. When you live in a warm climate, you get accustomed to the extremes. And then when it's cooler, I mean, right now, today, for me, 70 to 75 degrees is freaking cold. I have to wear a sweatshirt when I go to the grocery store, and it's 90 degrees outside. I mean, it's the dumbest thing, but the body gets accustomed to the environment you're in, right? Uno, an EV owner asked me how much does it take to fill up my tank. I said 5 minutes. How about you? He drove off like this. That's the thing. I wouldn't have one if I had to go somewhere to charge it. I mean, that just sucks. We're just not there yet, in my opinion. Cardiologist. I'm definitely not a cardiologist. Yes, you are. Your screen name says you're a cardiologist. And believe me, if it's listed on the internet, it's true. So you are. And if I have a heart problem, I'm coming to you, man. I'm coming to you. But unfortunately, I am a car enthusiast. Sometimes it's more like a curse. Hence, my cardiologist name kind of fits me best. I like that. I think it's very creative. That would make for a good channel name, too, if somebody doesn't already have it. Samantha Torres, well, we're not a religious channel. I appreciate that, but we're not really a religious channel here. There's plenty of them out there that are. I'm just saying. Uno says, amen, Sam. There you go. Bando Barbie Lay. That's nothing on Florida. We hit 110. I almost melted into the pavement. I know, right? I mean, it gets pretty hot there, but it gets pretty hot here too. I mean, I'm almost in Mexico. I'm like 30 minutes from the border, you know? So it's hot. It gets hot. Edgar says, what do you think about the new Subaru WRXs? I personally don't like the way they look. I have no idea. I focus mainly on trucks and now this car I have. So I don't know. I haven't seen it, to be honest. I don't even know what it looks like. Baseball Geek, sup Rob? Not a taco question, but Forerunner. On the 2025, can you lower and raise the back window just a little at a time? I have no idea. I'm not a Forerunner guy, so I'm not a good person to ask about that. Maybe somebody else who knows will chime in here. We have 71 breathing bodies, I assume breathing bodies. There could be some AI in here. I don't know, but I really don't know. You'd think if it has that sliding rear window, which was, I think they still have that, don't they? I think they maintained that, that you would be able to stop it at some point, but I really don't know. Uno says, Rob, take care, brother. I thumbed up the live, and I encourage everyone here to do the same. Take care, brother. Uno, as always, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you, man, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Taco Hog, I'm doing another lift kit in about a year from Rough Country. Includes control arms and rear shocks. Do you install yourself, or do you go to a shop and have it done? Because if you do it yourself, kudos to you, man. I've never tackled anything that extreme myself, admittedly. Excuse me. Edgar says, Tundra or Tacoma, which is your favorite? Oh, come on, man. Right there. That's my favorite. Come on. Is that even a real question? Taco Hog. I have the Ready Lift kit now. 2.5 inch front, 1 inch in the back. So why are you going to a different lift? Is there something wrong with the Ready Lift? I mean, what's the deal? Inquiring minds want to know, man. Let's see. Justin Campbell says, love your new rims. Thank you very much. And I have a question. When you guys are referring to those steel things that your tires wrap around, how do you refer to them? Wheels or rims? Comment down below. Wheels or rims? Which do you call them? Alexander Salazar, recommend Toyota as a daily. Sure, why not? Jason S, do you kept the green third, do you wish you kept, I guess you're saying, the green third gen? The answer, you said wish. No, I do not. This truck is superior in respect to it's a step beyond the third gen. I'm not gonna dog the third gen. It's an awesome truck. This one is just the next better iteration. I do not. Edgar, well, I'm new to your channel. It's my first day. So yes, it was a legit question for me. Well, I apologize then. My favorite is the Tacoma. Pimp J, any knowledge on the old Willie CJ Jeeps? No, my mother does have a TJ though, which I've done some modification to. You can find that over at RobMotive Plus. But no, I really don't. Baseball Geek, have you heard any negativity about the TRD off-road Bilstein shock issues? No, I haven't. Not one word. PR Sean, wheels. Okay, we got wheels, rims, wheels. So that's 3 wheels, 1 rim. Edgar says rim plus tire equals wheel. No, you can't. No, I'm not going to give you that one. You're not getting that. I'm sorry. It's either a rim or a wheel with a tire on it. I'm not giving you that one. I'm not. Paul Harris says wheels. Jason S says wheels. Let's see. Wally says Hokas are a brand. I got you. Troy Build Adventures, wheels. Cadillac fan says, hey, RobMotive. Cadillac fan, how you doing there, buddy? From the comments that I just got right there, it is a resounding vote cumulatively for wheels. They are known as wheels. Those things that sit inside of the tire right there, they are known as wheels. I used to call them rims. For years, I called them rims. I think it all depends on what you're exposed to growing up, right? I always called them rims. They're not. They're wheels. But they're rims too, I guess. By the way, speaking of rims and wheels, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. Show me a little bit of channel love. That's the end of my public request for now. Let's see. Edgar says, must be a regional thing then. We called them wheels in the West. Yeah, I was in the East for most of my life. Now I'm in the middle, I guess, in South Texas. Well, you know what they call them here in South Texas, don't you? They call them wheels. Wheels. Anyway, I always called them rims until later in life. Cadillac fan says wheel equals rim, tire, and fittings. No, I'm not giving you that. It's either a wheel or a rim with a tire on it. It's not a wheel, which is a rim, tire, plus some bolts, maybe a hub. I'm not giving you that. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. Taco Hog. I do some stuff myself, but I do not do the lift kit myself. Went to a buddy's shop in Indio, California. Lewis Auto and Off-Road. Great job. Loved the kit. Well, shout out to Lewis Auto and Off-Road, because you're getting an endorsement, and I love to hear that, because there's so many shops around that don't do good jobs. Cadillac fan says rims are what sit in the tire. Well, some people would argue with that. They say wheels are what sits in the tire. Cardiologist, wheels when tires are mounted, rims when no tires are mounted. Not confident everyone would agree. I wouldn't agree. I would call them wheels no matter what. But I think it is a regional thing, you know, or really how you're brought up. What did your dad call them? That's why you call them what you do. Taco Hog says, bought the rough kit for a couple hundred more, comes with control arms and rear shocks upgrade. I think a bit from the one I have now. Yeah, but, excuse me. There's a lot of smoke in the air here, so you're gonna get that. But why are you changing? I mean, if you were happy with the Ready Lift, I don't know why you'd go with the rough country unless you're going higher or you're not happy with the Ready Lift. I'm just curious. Justin Campbell says, yeah, growing up in Idaho, being a redneck, we all called them rims. That's what I called them when I lived in the northeast, Ohio, if you call that northeast, I guess. George Andrews says, Discount Tire calls them wheels. All of the shops, the rent-a-wheel. You ever heard of rent-a-wheel? That's right. Down here in South Texas, you can rent your wheels. What? What happens when you have to turn them in? I mean, if they're going to repossess them, do they show up and rip them off your vehicle? You can rent wheels here. It's called rent-a-wheel. They don't call them rent-a-rim. That's harder to say, rent-a-rim. Rent-a-rim, no. Let's see. Where was I? George Andrews says, I read that. Edgar says, I agree with cardiologist. Cadillac fan, the western area is Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, and Kansas. Everyone calls the rims rims. No, they don't. No, they don't. I've run into it here. Some do. I will say I've heard the term rim more frequently lately here, but the majority call them wheels, at least in my experience. Cadillac fan says wheel is the whole thing. I disagree. I don't know. Edgar, the wheel and rim conversation is going to start World War III. I know, right? I mean, it's another one of those polarizing things, man. They're not wheels, they're rims. But what I gotta ask is, if I call a wheel a rim, are you gonna know what I'm talking about, and vice versa? Therefore, we've established communication. Can't we just all get along and subscribe to the RobMotive channel? Which, if you haven't yet, please click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Let's see. Pimp J, wheel rim, both one and the same. Haha. Yeah, I agree. Baseball Geek, how many miles on the Red Bullet? I looked the other day. I think around 500 or 600, I think. I don't know off the top of my head. Taco Hog, it's 1 inch higher in the front and back. That's why, and has the arms and shocks. Only reason, but happy with the one now. Okay, you definitely need to change the control arms and the control arms if you're going to go another inch higher. That's for sure. E-Turn 11, strut something. In LA, we call them rims. Well, that's LA, man. I mean, you know. Gerald Lewis, I got a limited underground, wanted to get a lift on it like yours. Have Toyota do it. Find a dealership that will do it for you. That's where I went. I went to the dealership. No matter what people say, in my opinion, the dealership is still the place to go. At least they try to train their people and they keep up to date on everything, and it's their truck, right? Who better to work on a vehicle than the people that sell it and work on it? That's my suggestion to you. And the pricing's not bad either. Let me have a sip of the green nectar here. Man, that's good. Cadillac fan. The majority of my family works at Goodyear. The company calls the rims rims. The company calls tires tires and calls wheels wheels. So they have a duplicate name for wheels? Is that what you're saying? Max rather, reverse. Less filling tastes great. You know it. Edgar, just subscribe, brother. Edgar, thank you. You see that? Edgar's the man. Edgar's the man, or the woman, I'm not sure. I think EGGR, I think that stands for Edgar, right? Edgar's the person. Edgar's the human. I appreciate that, Edgar. Thank you very much for the subscription. Cadillac fan, do you prefer slammed or lifted trucks? I prefer slammed. Bigger the rims, the better. I prefer lifted. I don't hate slam trucks either, though. I think there is definitely a good look for them. Pimp J, I just got a rare Jeep called a J53, and this thing is insane. Also got to love Toyota for capturing the Jeep to eventually come up with the Land Cruiser. Gotcha. Baseball Geek, Mountain Dew, West Virginia, spring water. Edgar, yes. Or rather, man, yes, it's Edgar. I'm not trying to be difficult. I appreciate that. I just didn't know by the name. Cadillac fan says, that's why I don't like to go to dealerships to get work done on my cars. They're really the best for it, though. I know they get a hard time, but in my opinion, they're the best place to go. They really are. At least you have a big company supported by a bigger manufacturer standing behind the work that is done. Rabbiton LLC, is that a safe truck without a bumper? Is that a safe truck without a bumper? I have a bumper. There's a crash bar behind all that plastic. I think it's a safe truck. I don't have any issues with it. Justin Campbell, what are your thoughts on the new Toyota Stout coming out? I think it's about time. Toyota needs to jump in the market. The mini trucks, I think, are here to stay. It's going to be interesting. I don't know. I'd have to see one in person. You know, I saw a Ford Maverick at Lowe's yesterday. That really is a tiny truck, man. Much smaller than I thought and much more unique looking than I thought. So, yeah, I'm glad. I hope they get into it. Cadillac fan. I saw a slam black Cadillac Escalade. It was almost touching the ground. It had black 5-spoke 28s. Oh, my God. Now, see, I like that. I do like those, especially in a black Escalade. I'm assuming it had all tinted windows and stuff. My only problem is, how the hell do you drive that thing? I mean, you must be scraping everywhere you go, and that would drive me insane, you know? Where was I? I lost my spot. Oh, Pimp J. Thoughts on the mini ACTY trucks? I don't know what that is. I've never heard that term, ACTY. Joshua, dealerships genuinely better than small shops a lot of the time. Took my Renegade to a warranty-approved shop. They had it 7 weeks just to replace a clutch. Got it back. A lot of things not reinstalled. Dealerships are the experts. I mean, they work on the same, pretty much, models every day. Repetition leads to expertise, I'm telling you. Joshua, cross-member, valve cover shield, cross-member, valve cover shield, relay clips, etc., not all rebolted. That's why you go to the dealer, man. Pimp J, I have a first-gen Escalade and use it for everything from towing to off-roading. Wow. Is it in good shape or is it a beater? Because if it's a beater, I could see you taking it off-road. That would make sense to me. Otherwise, I just don't know. Rob, are you coming off MSRP on the Tacoma now? I'm not sure what you mean exactly there. I believe you can. I don't know if you can get one off less than MSRP now yet, unless you find a dealership that's got like a ton of them and is selling for volume. You know, maybe you could. Cadillac fan, dude gave me a ride. He also has a new Silverado 3500 HD High Country and Sierra 3500 HD Denali, both Slam 2, and they also have 28s. Wow. Baseball Geek, they. Are they coming off? I got you. I don't know. I mean, I'm not in the market now, so I don't follow it as closely. All 3 Slam trucks were murdered out black. Best color you can have for any vehicle is black. It's also the worst color you can have because it shows dirt, shows micro scratches, bigger scratches, horrible to keep clean, smudges. When you touch the door to get in, you've smudged it because we were all greasy, us people, right? I don't know. Anyway, we've reached almost an hour on here. It's time for me to go get something to eat because I'm starving. No, not a beater, just rolled over. 168,000 have drop-down screens and system and everything. Awesome. That's great. I bet it's great. Appreciate you guys being on here. Please click that subscribe button on your way out if you haven't. Maybe give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And we will see you all next time on the web. It'll be Sunday, I think, unless I jump on here before then. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.